Okie doke. So, talk to me about last lesson. How did we do last week?
We did loads of fast roads.
Mhm.
We did loads of merging on different runways.
Yep.
It was all
A lot of
good.
dual carriageways. Feeling confident with those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything you particularly learned last week from the dual carriageways?
Oh yeah, loads.
Loads. Anything jump out at you that you sort of kind of going, I'm going to make sure I keep doing that?
You told me why we overtake, which was super helpful.
Nice.
Rather than just sitting behind the
Cool.
car in front. Yeah, you told me about looking for a slip road joining, so making sure that you're ready to move over if there's a slip road coming.
We had that lorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got thrown in the deep end with a lorry.
Mhm.
So constantly checking that mirror, knowing what's that side of you, so you can move over if needed. Looking forward to see what vehicles are doing in front of you, so you can anticipate early. Not rushing over junctions that are closed, being like, so there was a junction just at the end of Abbot and
making sure we're like peeping and creeping.
Yeah. And looking left.
We can practice that in a minute.
Yeah.
This junction looks quite closed.
Looking left last.
So that sort of kind of just in case sort of glance.
Yeah.
As you commit him. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. We can definitely keep an eye on as we go around. Just make sure that doesn't creep in. Is there anything else we're going to have a look at today? I'm just trying to think of our list.
We haven't done horrible roundabouts.
Okay.
So maybe we could have a go at horrible roundabouts.
We could rename them lovely roundabouts.
Yeah. The magic roundabout.
Magic. Yes, I love that. Magic roundabouts. Let's call them that.
So I kind of think let's do all the really hard, scary stuff.
Mhm.
Like now.
Again, we're going to rename that, but yeah.
The magic, fun, lovely stuff.
Yep.
Let's do all the really challenging stuff so that I'm not scared, and then by the end of the lessons, I'll be happy and confident.
Okay, so in previous lessons you've mentioned penning.
Yeah.
As
just because I've just heard of it, you know.
It's got a rap.
Yeah.
Yep.
And anywhere else that's hard that you think, oh, she might panic there, let's just go for it.
Cool. I am sort of wary of and I know why you're saying it, because of like you say, you've probably heard other people talk about it, is going into it with the mindset of it being difficult.
Okay.
Because I think that can actually make it more difficult and more scary, rather than it's just a section of road with a certain amount of rules that actually, if we know what we're doing, they're fine. Like, I don't find them scary.
Therapy with film.
Yeah. Yeah, it is basically. And so, you see what I mean? It's like they're not actually scary. They're not like monsters jumping out of your bed sort of kind of thing. Pretty sure that's not real either. But it means if you have that right mindset and you understand how to do them, they're just actually quite a nice little bit of chill driving, get you where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
So let's go make that happen. So big roundabouts that are fun and entertaining and magic.
Yeah.
And they are a little bit magical in like, how does it get me from there to there? So kind of like,
and you go
without
to
hitting
Aldi,
all
you
the
can go
other
to
cars.
Toby. It's quite exciting.
Yeah. So on that then, what skills do you think you need, like, to do a roundabout like that with traffic lights and multiple lanes?
Looking at the road and the lanes and the signposts.
So awareness.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else? So what you can do with that information?
Go slowly and try and get in the right place.
Okay. So it's that sort of kind of seeing it, choosing the correct speed, and then understanding it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. So going forward then, to go and practice it, if we have a think about what would be best for you, sort of kind of learning style, would you? So I've got a few kind of options we can do. We can have a look at a diagram or like a Google Earth version of the map, that sort of kind of thing. We can watch a video of me doing it, so you've sort of seen it happen, or if you prefer, we can just go and have a go at it and experience it in real life. It's up to you what works best for you.
What do you think works best for me?
I don't know what works best for you.
I think as long as you're talking me through it, I don't mind having a go.
You'd rather have a go? Yep, that's fine.
If
Yeah,
you're confident that
it's
it'll be
fine.
fine.
Everyone learns differently. So some people like a video, some people like a diagram, some people like a step-by-step guide of learning. Some people like to give it a go and experience it. And I think based on what we've learned, like when we did dual carriageways and other stuff, you do seem more of a learn by trying sort of kind of thing. So yeah, if that suits you, we'll do that. So you said as long as I'm talking you through it, so you want me to talk you through that first one, and we'll sort of kind of work together with looking at signposts and stuff like that. Okay, great. On the way there, because we've got about a 10-15 minute drive to get to there, we could practice that skill of looking for signposts, looking for information, so that when we get there, we're sort of already in scanning and looking mode. All right. Should we give that a go?
Yeah.
So what would be a good goal for like the end of the lesson? Like what would make you feel like you've achieved, like, I suppose, non-scariness? How would you know that we're sort of there?
Not hitting anything.
There, definitely want that. That'll be good. Yeah, I like this car. It's very nice. So no hitting stuff. Yeah. Like, how do you want to feel about the roundabout by the end of today? Then what?
Then it's just a roundabout.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll see how you describe it at the end then. Okay. Let's go give it a go.
Just this foot. Just this foot. Just this foot. Engine, breakdown engine on.
Good. You're going to drive first.
Going to drive.
That's up.
Yay!
So was that at one? Is there so many steps to get this car in? Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
We're good.
I'm going to go left at the end.
Okay.
Actually, no time right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can practice your little last minute check things.
Oh, good.
So now where do we want to place the car?
I can't remember.
Oh, your reaction was correct. Go over here.
That side of that line.
As much as possible,
turn there.
because obviously there's a parked car in the way.
So I'm not cutting the corner.
What's the benefits of moving back over this way?
So if a car comes in this way, it doesn't hit me.
Perfect.
Oh wow, this is a good peeping group. Can't see a thing.
Yeah, I didn't realise how good it was going to be until we got home, but yeah.
Sorry.
It's a good one.
Right, I can't see anything, so...
So, what about those guys? Now, are these guys going to give you any information about cars coming from this way?
Yes. I can follow them.
Cool. What might still have been coming down the road, though?
Bike?
Yeah. Because they can fit through that smaller gap, so we still have to be wary, but it gives you a bit more confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, that was tricky because there was nowhere I could go to see round them cars, was there really?
No, you just got to keep edging forward, be ready to stop at each point if you need to, like you did. So you edged forward, you saw cars from the left, so you stopped again, waited, edge forward again, and just kind of go through the process really. It feels like you're almost like completely out before you make your decision, but
yeah,
that's just the way that has to be. Oh, the other thing we will be wary of on the way there is potholes.
Okay.
It's like pothole city at the moment because of the weather we've had. There's just everywhere.
So what am I doing with potholes?
What do you think? What are your options? Because there's a few options depending on the scenario.
If there's nothing on the other side of the road, I can kind of swerve to avoid them a bit.
Cool.
If there is something, just go slowly.
Yep.
I'm not very good at knowing where the wheel is going to hit, if you know what I mean. You know, like the speed bumps.
That can be tricky.
I'm not great at knowing how I'm going over the middle of the speed bump.
Yeah. Just give it enough clearance so you don't have to think about that, that's what I'm saying. And we're going to follow the road ahead at the roundabout. It's the second exit.
Okay.
And then there's potholes. So you've got potholes quite often they are on like the left hand side. So you would then swerve around them. but you sometimes have them a bit more centrally. So in that case, the idea is to go over the middle of it, a bit like you were talking about with the speed bumps. They're not as wide as speed bumps, so they are slightly easier to, well, actually, if it's as wide as a speed bump, then you're concerned because it's a big pothole.
Yeah.
So if you look on the left here, you see a little bit of brokenness. So if we just go right a little bit, and it actually was a pothole. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So it's not always about, like, when you look ahead in the distance, you can't always tell.
Yeah.
But you're just a bit like, oh, is it? And then when it gets closer, you're sort of kind of able to move out. And we didn't have anything coming towards us there, so
Yeah.
we were able to swerve. Now, I completely forgot that we've actually got a traffic light roundabout on the approach here that's going to be very similar to Pennon. So
Okay.
we can have a look at that and see how that sort of links. So we're going to be following signs for Newton Abbot.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do that awareness that we talked about, looking for that information. What bits of information do you think you need from the signpost?
Which?
When we get to the roundabout, what do you think you need from the signpost?
Newton Abbot?
So that's what you're looking for, but what do you need to know to get where you're going?
What lane?
Cool, what lane, anything else?
What exit?
Yeah, exit, direction, yeah. Brilliant. So we're not just looking at one signpost, there might be more than one signpost to give you those bits of information. What have we got ahead of us here then?
Red light.
Good, and what's our signpost telling us?
Newton Abbot straight ahead.
Okay, so which lane are we going to go in?
Middle.
There is no middle, so left or right.
Either.
Cool. Either, if we have an either or choice, which one do we tend to choose?
Left.
Good, yeah, why?
Because there might be a right and a left and a straight on, so it'd be more busy.
Okay, yeah. So we might take the least busy option. What if they're all empty like they were, and you didn't actually come this way? I'm going to shut up actually. Let's have a look at the signpost. Which way is Newton Abbot? Get the stop signpost. That one, did you see it on there?
No.
So it's the same as Stover on this one. Which way is Stover?
Straight on.
Cool. Which exit number, did you see that?
The middle? I don't know.
Lane wise. So we'll stick with this lane. Let's have a look at these road markings and they'll tell us if we're correct.
Newton Abbot.
Yep. Happy
So,
days.
straight on?
Straight on, Newton Abbot is the second exit, was the other bit of information that we wanted to pick up on those signposts. So whoop. Okay, why do you think I was going whoop?
Too close.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What's the dangers there?
Did I hit the car?
Possibly. What else? What might they do?
Stop suddenly. Roll back.
Roll back, good. So are we happy that this is still Newton Abbot?
I don't know.
Looking on
Yeah.
the road, good.
Yeah.
Can you see that they're Newton Abbot as well?
Yeah, I don't. Why is there two?
Two lanes going that way.
Okay.
Might just be a high volume of traffic going in this direction, so they put 2 lanes to reduce traffic jams. Doesn't mean that one's right or wrong. Left is generally the best option.
Yeah.
Unless we're overtaking. A bit like on dual carriageway. So looking where we're going to exit. Good. Now we've exited, it'd be worth checking to see if there's anybody on the right of us. What's happening to the road now?
It's going to merge into one.
Good. Anybody overtaking you?
No.
Brilliant.
Bikes.
Okay.
Equal priority.
So how was that then, sort of taking in that information and applying it?
Move apart. Don't hit a bike.
Good. Definitely don't hit bikes. So when we approach the roundabout, actually what's coming up here? Going to Newton
Hit the
Abbot.
roundabout.
So going to Newton Abbot.
Straight.
Good. Do you remember seeing which exit it was? So look at the roundabout, can you tell which exit it is?
Left.
Yeah. Same mirror. Good. So you're right, it's kind of straight, isn't it? But actually when we get here, it feels a bit like a left turn. Where are those cars going? Good. Think about where they came from.
Yeah.
So, what does that more likely mean they're going to do?
They're not going to come all the way around usually.
And how would you know if they were going to come all the way around?
They'd be closer to me.
What do you mean by closer?
Like they'd be in the left-hand lane.
You mean like twisted around more? Yeah, okay. It's interesting you call it the left-hand lane.
Sorry. Don't read into
No.
my left or my right.
Well, actually, from your perspective, it is the left. So yeah, but from their perspective, it's the right. It's just like confusing.
Okay.
But yeah,
I get really mixed up with the motorway with the inside and the outside.
Yeah, it's interesting that because actually weirdly, the inside lane on a motorway would be the outside lane on a roundabout.
Yeah.
And it's like,
why would they do that to me?
Well, it's up to you really. Like, it's about you choosing what words make sense to you anyway. So if you want, we don't have to call them inside or outside at all. We can just call them 1 and 2. Although then which side would you start with?
Or left and right.
Left and right's okay, yeah.
Left and right's fine. No one needed an inside and outside.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
No one needs more than 2 lanes either.
Okay, yeah, I'll write to the council. Anywhere where there's more than two.
Do we have to do motorways on the test?
No motorways, no. Dual carriageways though, that we practice. And actually we are quite blessed around here that our dual carriageways are pretty high speed and quick, which means they have a similar feel to a motorway. Motorways can be a little bit more complex and more lanes and stuff, so we can have a look at that someday. It's not that far to get to the motorway, opposite Exeter. So, how did the traffic light roundabout feel? Because obviously we're heading back to the next one. How did it feel taking in all that information?
Yeah, alright.
What are you going to use from doing that to then apply to this next one? Like, what did you find difficult? What did you find worked?
I find it hard to think about the fact that I'm trying to go to Newton Abbot and match it with the lines and figure out which exit. I found that quite hard.
Okay, at this roundabout, we're just going to follow the road ahead. It's the first exit.
Do I have to signal?
No, and we'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But we will signal to exit. Okay. So what made you ask the question, do I have to signal rather than just putting it on?
You said follow the road round,
Okay.
as opposed to turn left or take the first exit,
Okay.
which made me think it was a straight on left rather than a left.
So if we were to put a left indicator on the approach to that roundabout, do you think it would have helped the cars behind us?
No, they would have thought I was going in that business path.
Yep. Okay. What's coming up? So you were talking about struggling to sort of kind of take the picture of the signpost and then putting it into like what does that mean in real life? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you mean when you're talking about that? And this is mainly because I've had this issue with previous people. Do you mean like picturing the whole route around the roundabout? Is that what you're trying to sort of?
No, just my brain doesn't compute that quickly from reading a name on a sign
To what do I do?
to what lane do I need.
Okay. So don't forget as well. There's 2 bits of information there and quite regularly separate. So just because the signpost says ahead or right, that doesn't necessarily tell you which lane to go into.
Okay.
On a roundabout like that, you have to look for that lane signpost or lane markings to tell you that extra bit of information. So that way a little bit. And we will go left at the roundabout first exit. Okay, let's check that left mirror as well. Good. Anybody coming? Okay, so now we start. What could we do?
Do you think I should have gone?
Okay. Should go.
Go now?
Yeah. So
Because
when
he was indicating to come round.
Okay, but what was he also doing?
Stopping.
Yeah. So does that mean he's a problem for us?
No.
Why was he stopping?
I don't know.
Well,
I was totally gonna go,
Yeah.
and then I saw his indicator, and then I thought, oh, he's gonna come my way.
Okay, so it looks like you're putting a lot of emphasis on the indicator then.
Okay.
So turn right at this next roundabout. Jubbly.
Go on then, what do I do?
Well, sorry.
Tell me about.
So just take the next left in the car park, into the car park. So as you come into the car park, actually you can turn right, so just nice and slowly for me. Good. Just head down towards the end. We'll just drive forward into more, maybe after the Christmas trees. So, let's back straight. Okay.
Why did I panic?
What did you panic for?
So I was like, oh yeah, I can go. And then I saw him indicating right.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh no. I don't know when is he gonna whiz round in front of me.
Cool.
So I stopped. What was I?
What was he stopping for?
I don't know. Was he giving way to
His
more
right.
people?
Yeah,
His
can you remember what was on the roundabout, in the middle of the roundabout?
Was there another van or something coming round?
Yeah, like a big lorry
Okay.
truck thing. The fact you can't remember that going across tells me that you're not paying attention to that. And
Okay.
you're just like, what's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing?
Okay.
So maybe we need to change that a little bit. So what do we need to be able to get onto the roundabout?
We need to check that nothing's coming from our right that's gonna kind of swing round in front of us.
Okay. Yep. How long do we need to, like, you don't need to give me an exact number, but how long do we need to be able to get into the roundabout, do you think?
Like 3 seconds.
Okay, something like that, yeah. It's not, there's probably not an exact number on it, but it's not a long time, is the key, so we don't need forever. So when we talk about looking for cars coming from the right, only in that certain little time frame,
Okay.
isn't it? So it might help, rather than thinking of it as where's that car going, think of it as, have I got a gap? Like, have I got time
Okay.
to go? So then if you take that situation where we've got coming in, as you're approaching the roundabout, you change that mindset round, rather than going, what's he doing? It's all about him. It becomes about, have I got time to go? Now, actually, I think initially you probably had time to go even without the blocker coming around the corner.
Okay.
Because we were just there ahead of him. We were beating him into the roundabout. We were probably going a bit quicker than him. I think we would have got on and off the roundabout without slowing him down. Then you add into the fact that he had to then come to a stop, means you've definitely got time to go. Yeah, because we can't slow him, like we can't cause him to slow down if he's already sat still.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think it's changing that mentality to, have I got a space to drive into?
Yeah.
Yeah. And as soon as he starts slowing down or stops, probably slowing down would have been enough. You can go, oh, off I go. Had a good example actually of this earlier on the way to come pick you up, where I approached a roundabout. I looked to the right and there was a learner car coming towards us, who I would normally have to give way to because they didn't have a blocker. There was no reason they should stop, but they were probably doing a bit of what you just did, which is stopping because they'd seen something or couldn't work something out. And that meant I had a gap. Not a conventional gap, not a blocker or anything, but literally just there was a space in front of me now because that learner had stopped. And I was like, okay, see you later, off I go. So you can see it doesn't matter why the gap is there. There's a gap and I get to take it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we just need to change that. So shall we go and have a few goes before we head back to Pen Inn? Go and have a few goes at roundabouts and just looking for those opportunities to go.
Yeah.
So how are we spotting opportunities? Because obviously you've talked about indicators. Okay, so that's one thing. Probably not that high on my list, but it's on the list. What else would you be looking for to help you make a decision?
Where a car is positioned.
Good. So that's the car coming towards you, and also the ones that might help you. So the ones on the roundabout blocking. You looked a bit confused there.
Talk to me about blocking. How do I know when they're gonna...
Let's have a look.
I think I'm over cautious because I think, yeah, you're right. I've got in my head anything coming from my right I have to stop for. I think it's just a blanket anything. So it...
People!
Yeah.
So let's say we're the blue car.
Oh my goodness, this is awesome.
It's just like, so yeah, we're the blue car. Okay. And there is a car here coming from the right, and his route is going to be across here towards us. Okay.
Yeah, I would stop.
Cool. And at the moment, so would I.
Okay.
Because that car, like, particularly if he's driving into the roundabout, so we haven't got a gap. We haven't got enough time to get across before he gets to us, so we would be in his way. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Cool.
he's an obvious. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me plonk a car here.
What would his indicator say?
Nothing. Nothing at the moment because he's going straight on.
He wouldn't have indicated yet if he'd come from there. Okay.
Yeah.
So forget indicators, Lianne.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily, but yeah. Let's plonk a car here.
Okay.
How's that changed the situation?
Ah! It's uncertain. He could go over here.
Okay, I've deliberately placed him in a particular way.
Okay, so he looks like he's gonna go around there.
Who does he? Okay.
Oh.
What have I put?
Or there?
What have I put him this way like that? Now where does he look like he's going?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
Okay. Let me place
He's
him.
a hazard to me in some way.
Let me place him here.
Okay.
Where's he going now?
Now he looks like he's going there.
Cool. So how's that changed our situation with the pink car?
I can go because he's in the way of him.
Yep.
And that doesn't upset me if he goes that way.
Cool.
Because
Glad to see you not getting upset. But yeah, I know what you mean. Does that make sense?
How do I know
Good. Cool.
that he's not gonna suddenly do that?
Great question. Answer it. Go on. You tell me. What could you take into account?
He would probably have his indicator on.
Which way?
That one.
If what he was coming round.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, he would have his indicator coming onto the right if he was coming round. I would agree. But could he not also? So say if that car's come from. Actually, let's use the same car. So if he's come from here and he's going down this road, which way would this car be indicated? If I turn him that way, it might help you.
One.
So that one. So let's say he's come around the corner and he's still got that indicator on, but we've already told you that he's going that way, so
then he should take that indicator off and put that indicator on to show me what he's doing.
that would be really helpful. Does everyone do that?
No.
No. Okay, so can you see how with the indicators they can be helpful,
Yeah.
but we can't 100% rely on them because it does mean that the other car has to have done it. So what else could we do to help you work out that he's going this way and not coming this way?
I don't know.
Okay.
Unless he's got lost. If I saw him come from there,
Brilliant.
I could safely assume he's probably gonna come off first.
Good. So you're right. It's a bit of a percentages game, I think, on that in that element that the likelihood of him coming from here means he's unlikely to go that way. However, we can't discount it, and we will look for.
I'm listening.
Not sure why you're listening. So we will look for those things that or factors that take into account that he is turning extra and how he might look different to a car exiting him. So we'll have a think about that in a second. So you're right. If you know he's come from this angle, because you might not see him from here, but actually even if he's just there, you can tell that he's come from here because no one drives like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that car, those two same cars would be like there or there. Does that make sense? Not on top of each other. So that's a big clue that he's come from this sort of kind of side-on position.
Yeah.
At the top of the roundabout. That helps you work out that he's turned the corner. Okay. So as he comes around the corner, then so this is like the crucial point. This is like the moment. What's the difference going to be between that car and that car? How are we going to notice the difference? Let's say he's forgotten to use his indicators. There's probably two things that might be slightly different.
It'd be leaning more towards that side rather than stuck to the roundabout, maybe.
Perfect. So positioning, okay. Steering as well, which obviously makes that positioning change. So this car will be turning and starting to straighten up, okay. The car turning the corner is going to be really carrying on that turn. So we're looking for that subtle difference in that positioning, okay. So to make the turn, what else might he have to do to make it easier for himself compared to driving straight? Think about when you turn corners. What do you do before you turn corners?
Be looking.
Yeah, you have to have a look. How do you control the car? How do you make it easier to turn?
Braking.
Yeah, absolutely. So to turn, think about the difference between making that turn versus starting to straighten up. You can go a lot faster here on the straightening up. So we'll also be looking at his speed.
Okay.
So if he's zooming round, he's not turning the corner, okay? Because he just, unless he pulls his handbrake up and tries to slide, drift around the corner Tokyo style, he's not going to get around, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So talk to me again about cars coming there, because I guess they're my number one enemy.
Maybe. Okay. I know what you're saying. So, however, okay, we will go through like who's doing what and when we can go. But if this guy's here, they don't matter.
Yeah.
Then they don't exist to us anymore.
Because he has to give way to him.
Yeah, so they're stopped. And we don't have to wait for him to be in the way, because actually that car's going to be stopped now when this car's here, because he's not going to drive in front of him. Yeah, so the fact he's come to a stop means we can go. And
he's going to assume that I'm going to go, so if he's going there, he's probably going to put his indicator on to tell me what he's doing.
It would be nice, yeah. But also, again, if you think about it, if you spot this early enough, you don't even have to answer that question of whether he's turning all the way around, because if you see this car here, that car stops and you set off, even if he turns the corner, you're going to be out of the way.
Yeah.
Because of that speed thing, so it's about seeing that gap early enough, yeah.
So you're not just thinking about what you're doing, you're thinking about what
everyone's doing. And I'm thinking about this gap in front of me. Can I get into a gap? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I'm looking at this car coming down the road.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why is he slowing down?
Yeah.
So then my eyes are going to go over here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see this guy. And this guy's braking. I'm going to go.
So basically, if I see that car stop, there's a good chance I've got time to get out.
Mhm.
Okay.
You'd have to watch for someone turning, coming from this direction, turning.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we run back to our previous roundabout that we had the issue, can you imagine now approaching the roundabout, looking to the right, thinking, oh, he's slowing down, looking to the left, going, oh, I've got a blocker, and then see you later. Is your question then, is that blocker turning? Because there was like it was a smaller roundabout, so it was like more like this one. So you're now coming from
I think I just hadn't got far enough on the scenario to even think about the blocker. I was literally thinking, oh, I know that car wants to come where I am. When's he going to go? Is he going to come in front of me? Do I have to give way to him?
So you're all about him.
Because I was thinking, you give way to the right.
Yeah.
Full stop. Forever.
End of.
You just sit there till there's no cars.
So can you see the difference now? Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you? Shall we go and have a look at it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. What do you want from me when we're out there sort of practicing it? Do you want me to try and point these things out to you, or do you want to point them out to me, or what? How's it going to work best for you?
Maybe point it out to me once.
Yeah.
So that I can see it being played with you saying it.
Cool.
And then we'll try it without you saying it.
Good.
Maybe.
Another thing I'm going to try and use while we're doing this sort of kind of pointing it out to you is a phrase that I like to use as a prompt for this is anyone driving at you? Because that's all we're really asking, actually. There's all you can think about, all these little, like, is that car turning, is he indicating, all that sort of stuff. But actually, when you just look at the picture of the roundabout and just say, is anyone driving at me right now? And if the answer's yes, then okay, I'll wait for him. If the answer's no, see you later. So if we go again back to that roundabout that you stopped at, you're driving in, you're thinking, is anyone driving at me right now? And the answer's no, because that car's there.
Yeah.
He's doing all the indicating and all that sort of stuff, but he's not driving his car towards you. He's sat still.
So don't overthink it. So
Yeah,
you've got a gap.
Just go, can I go?
Yeah.
Yeah, can I get out into this space that I've got available?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay, should we go have a play and analyse any scenarios that come up?
Yeah. Oh, thanks for being so patient. I'm sorry that I'm not getting this quicker.
Oh, I think you are getting it. That's lovely. Sometimes you just got to think these things through, haven't you?
It's things that I've done before, but just not really thought about why.
Yeah.
You know.
And that can sometimes be the issue. Is there is a benefit to practicing, but sometimes there's a benefit to sort of just getting a bit of a base understanding of what's going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, working it through in your head, so you know what you're looking for. Wait for them. I'm gonna let you wait, but more because there's a person walking towards us.
The Range Rover.
They were quite far away. Which way are you about to go as well?
Out back there and that way.
There is a dead end down there.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
fair
just
enough.
saw that arrow.
There is an arrow pointing straight towards the dead end. I will give you that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's a dead
So
end.
go that way.
So yeah, we're gonna go back out where we came. The way we came
okay.
Yeah, I can imagine someone making that mistake and then realise, like, running out of road quite quickly.
Well, it's a pretty big arrow. Did I indicate?
No. Because who's going to benefit from that indicator right now? Everyone, like, you're stopped in the middle of the car park about to move off, everyone sort of knows what you're about to do. So as we come out of the car park, we'll turn left and then we'll be turning right on the roundabout.
Okay. Ooh, snack bar.
Do a good little breakfast begins there.
How do you eat when you're driving all the time? Do you do things like that?
I tend to stop at places like that, yeah. Well, I'm trying to be a bit healthier at the moment, so.
Oh yeah.
Trying to cook from home as well. Nothing else. It saves money as well. So think about where the front of the car is going.
Where am I going?
Left at the end of the road. Good. Just adjust that steering for me as we move forward. Good. Nice opportunity to go there. And we're going to turn right at the roundabout, third exit. Good. So as we approach, don't want you just stare into the right. We can take the whole picture in, and I'm going to ask that question: is anybody driving their car towards you right now?
No.
Okay, go then. Good. A little bit faster for me. A little bit faster. Good. Right on off the gas. Good. Nice and gently. And then mirror signal, and off you go.
It wasn't till I hesitated, was it?
So yeah, let's talk about what happened. So
I was like, I can go. Oh, I can't really go. Oh shit, I better just go anyway now.
So the question was, is anybody driving at us right now? Not
Yeah.
is anybody going to be driving at us in 5 seconds?
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, you said no, and you were correct. No one was driving the car towards you, and if you'd have gone, we had that moment.
Yeah.
But roundabouts develop so quickly.
Yeah.
And so that blocker's disappearing.
Yeah.
And he's almost like releasing the cars from the right, and now they're starting to come towards you. So yeah, you need to time those opportunities. So if we'd have been another second, go around, follow the road round to the right. Yeah, it's just that's the way natural road goes. So if we'd have been maybe 2 seconds further back,
Yeah.
and I asked that question,
Yeah.
the answer would have been no, because those cars would have been starting to set off, and you've got to
Yeah.
play that through in your head.
Yeah.
Like, by the time I get there, are they
Yeah.
going to be setting off? Yeah. But we did have that gap. It just had to be a little bit more like, I'm taking it. Like,
Yeah.
trust yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so turning right at the traffic lights. So I wonder if it would help. So I'm obviously asking the question, like, is anybody driving the car towards you? And you said yes.
Yeah.
But your feet didn't answer the question in the same way your mouth does. So I wonder if it'd be easier if you could answer that question with your feet. Does that make sense? Rather than verbally, show me your answer. Yeah. So show me with the gas or the brake.
Okay.
What we're doing. Yeah. And I'll work it out.
Yeah.
I'll work out what you mean by which pedal you press. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if we can give that a go.
What if I pick the wrong one?
Then I have a nice little pedal over here to save us.
Oh, beautiful. There's hope after all. Is this like outskirts town centre?
So we just drove past the Courtney Centre, didn't we? On that roundabout. So yeah, sort of kind of not too far away.
What is High Week? Is it a
That's
village?
to the left down there actually. Yeah, a little sort of towny, villagey. Doesn't feel like a village, just feels like a housing estate. But yeah, turning right at the roundabout second exit. Okay, so you're going to show me. Is anyone driving towards us? Okay. Good. Happy with that decision?
Yeah.
Good. Happy with the way it works, like you're sort of like pressing the pedals. And the same at the next roundabout, we'll be turning right, taking the second exit. Just checking that right mirror before we pop our indicator on the side. Good. Anybody driving towards us, so show me with your feet. Brilliant. Good. So now we're kind of getting that feel for doing it yourself. Now we have had two slightly easier decisions to make, so we're not getting too excited yet, okay? But I like it because it's giving you that chance to sort of kind of get to the idea of like, oh, I'm just going to press my pedal when I have to make a decision.
Yeah.
So it's been good for that.
Yeah, I like it. Keep doing this.
Okay, good. So again, we'll turn right to the roundabout, taking the third exit. Good. Again, just show me that answer.
I'm so sorry. Totally freaked out.
Okay, talk me through your process then. What happened in your head?
Big truck.
What was the big truck telling you though?
He was indicating and it just freaked me out again.
So
And he wasn't even going my way, he was going round.
he was turning, wasn't he? Yeah. So
I'm
that
so
was.
sorry. That was just my fault. I'm sorry.
So I can imagine what happens there though. You're coming in, he pops up out of nowhere, so you start braking. That's what I would have done. What we needed to do then is change that as you. So you brake, going, oh, what's he doing? What's he doing? Oh, he's indicating, and then we change. Yeah. So I think don't marry those decisions too much. A little bit. It's like really sort of kind of be ready to sort of kind of change your mind when you get new information. And it would have taken you a second to get that information in your head.
Yeah, it's literally just the processing time.
Turning right at the roundabout, taking the third exit. Good, so we need to just be getting into the habit of checking that right mirror before we signal. You're doing middle mirror.
Okay.
You're not checking that right one. Okay, so show me whether you can go or not. Anybody driving towards us?
Him?
Why is he stopping?
Because he's got some.
So does that mean?
So I could have gone.
Okay, so next time we see that opportunity,
Yeah.
because where's that blue car coming? Is
Coming round.
So he's coming towards us. Is there another opportunity or not?
Yeah.
Well, that silver car. Stop. Just stop there. Good. Okay, now we'll go. Bit of gas for me. Good. Okay, round the corner. Mirror signal.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks, dude. That's
Somewhat.
what I needed at that second minute.
That's fine.
Okay, so that wasn't good. So that was
Okay.
the opposite to what I'm meant to be doing because I panicked in the opposite sense of
you were trying to force your way into the roundabout. So I'm wondering though if you were again just a little bit too focused on the right.
Okay.
In the opposite way this time. So this time you were I'm guessing you were looking at the right going, well, those cars can't get to me, they're sat still.
Yeah.
Okay. But on a roundabout like that where there's that extra exit, you have to also have a look at the cars on the roundabout, see if they're coming towards you. Yeah. So that's all that needs to happen there, is you just need to add that extra check to go, is anybody turning towards me on the roundabout? Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That's alright. Don't have to apologise. That's what we're here for.
Nearly killed you.
I think if you'd have nearly killed me, you'd have felt me sort of be a bit more like, oh, hello, what's going on? Think about how chilled I was. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Really nothing to apologise about. That's why we're here. It'd be weird if you could just do it.
But we're doing great.
Yeah.
This is me being confident.
Yeah, you're learning. That's the point, you're learning. We're here for a driving lesson to learn.
I'm not very patient.
If you,
I just want to please you.
You were just like, no, I want to be right. But if you were driving around perfectly all the time, you literally wouldn't be having a driving lesson. So you would just not have a driving license. So you're here to make mistakes and learn from them. That's the whole point. And we do learn you learn a lot from mistakes. Yeah. So like there, you've sort of learned that you need to be looking at the roundabout. So you've kind of got this right. We just need to move those eyes between different parts of the roundabout. Yeah. And it is a bit weird the route we're doing actually. So the other.
I will get it. We just need to do it 50 times. And then
we'll go do it 50 times. Let's do it. So the other roundabouts we've been practicing don't have that extra exit. Yeah. So you are a little bit more focused on the right, because then it's less likely someone's going to be coming all the way around. Whereas on that roundabout, that's just a car turning right towards us. Yeah. So that is a likelihood that that's going to happen. So we just need to add that to your list of little things to look for. Pop it on the notes. So we'll take the right at the traffic lights.
Why do I check that mirror?
Good question. Go on, answer it.
No, you tell me.
You tell me. Have a guess.
In case a bike's overtaking me?
Yeah. What would you do if you saw a bike overtaking you? Because bear in mind, we check before we signal. Yeah. So what might you do differently with the signal?
Not pull out.
Yeah. Because you could hit them. What about your indicator though? Imagine if you're riding a motorbike, you're about to go around a car, it pops an indicator on, what are you going to think?
That it's going to pull out.
So potentially you could hold off on that indicator as well.
Yeah.
Because that indicator can have an effect on the other cars. Yeah. Even if you don't move. Yeah. So these slightly smaller roundabouts, do you want to have a go with a little bit more independence? Or do you want me to carry on with the same level out?
No, carry on.
Okay. This isn't a roundabout. You had a little moment there, didn't you? Yeah. He does have a similar sort of sign. It's because of the bollards in the middle, isn't it? Yeah. It's actually one of the ways you would spot a roundabout coming up sometimes, so I can see why you would think
it. Looks a bit roundabout.
Yeah, so let's turn right at the roundabout second exit. We might have a look at that actually. It's like you spotting the roundabouts.
Okay, there's nothing coming. So I'm good to go.
Good. Did that help talking it through?
Yeah.
I'm going to see if you can try and do that on the next one then.
Okay. I have to remember not to slam my foot down once I decide that I can go.
You're like, go.
Always around the roundabout.
So, turning right at the roundabout second exit. Talk me through it.
There's something coming, so I'm going to stop.
Okay.
Just to let him pass.
When can you go?
After this blue one.
Good. Yep. So that's actually the first time in a while we've had to stop like that.
Okay.
So can you see what the question then becomes though? It's not, am I going now? It's when can I?
When can I go?
So we don't need to watch those cars drive past us. We know
Yeah.
we're stopping for them. That was correct.
Yeah.
But now we're looking beyond them. Like,
Yeah.
when's the gap? Who's going to stop them?
Yeah.
So my eyes went beyond them, thinking there's a gap, but also my eyes went to the left to see if there's any blockers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was fairly obvious because he was right in the path.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't.
Right at the roundabout third exit.
I didn't find that one too.
Good. Are you starting to get a feel for the route we're doing here?
No.
Okay.
You didn't tell me to think about that.
Okay.
I'm just driving around roundabouts.
Round. Anybody coming towards you?
No.
Cool. But they do pop up out of nowhere there, don't they?
Yeah.
So if you saw someone, I've had to brake quite sharply at that roundabout before, and then realise that they were turning, and you have to just change your mind.
Yeah, it's not the easiest one to see.
So we're coming up to that roundabout with the extra exit on it, so there's an extra set of cars to look for. So we're not just looking to the right, we're also looking to see if there's anyone turning that corner towards us, okay? But again, it's still that same question. Is anyone driving their car towards us? You just got an extra place to check. Yeah. So right at that roundabout, third exit. Okay, to get those mirror checks in. And we've talked about that bike. So anybody driving the cars towards you right now?
Yeah.
Cool. What about now?
No. Yeah.
Good. Well done. So you see that car turning towards us?
Yeah.
So that's the extra check.
Yeah.
So car, even though they weren't indicating, no, just timing. Right
Still
idea.
gotta wait for-
Right idea. Just didn't have enough time.
Okay.
Yeah. The white van's coming towards us. That blocker's going to be out of the way too quickly, so they would have been setting off. Oh, actually, maybe though. Can we go now? Can you see that van?
Yeah.
So how do we know that van's not coming towards us?
Because he was going straight.
How do you know?
I don't know.
Okay, let's do this first. Mirror signal. Good. How do you know that he was going straight? You're right, but you must have
Because
had
he's positioning.
Yeah, go on. Tell me why.
Because he was right over on the end.
On the other side.
So he had to be going straight.
Yeah. So the second we saw him coming across, no one in that little bit turning the corner towards us. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there, you were correct to sit for a while and wait. That's nothing wrong with that. There was loads of cars coming
I
towards you.
could have gone the one before, couldn't I?
Yeah, there might have been one little mini opportunity.
Yeah.
I was okay with that though.
Okay. Yeah, that's not my favourite roundabout.
I don't think anyone puts that on their list of favourite roundabouts.
It's alright, but it's a lot of...
It's a little bit too small for the volume of traffic is the problem. So roundabouts generally with higher volumes of traffic tend to be bigger, which spreads them out a little bit more, and therefore means you can have a high volume of traffic and everyone keeps flowing. It's just a little bit too small, and it just means the car. Yeah, it means the decisions are like this. So yeah, it does kind of create like tricky sort of kind of scenarios. So we're turning right at the traffic lights. What are you going to do before you signal?
Check that mirror.
Good. What are you feeling about this situation?
There's not enough road to kind of get in my lane yet, so I was just holding back a bit.
Yep. What about going on the other side of the road to get around these cars? How do you feel about that?
No, because this car's coming towards me.
What about when there wasn't?
I wasn't sure if I was allowed.
Okay.
Was I allowed?
Depends on how far down the road you can see. Do you think you can see far enough down the road?
Yeah.
What if a car came around that bend though? So like now there's no one coming towards us.
Yeah.
If you set off, do you think you can see enough road that you'd know that somebody wouldn't come around that bend while we're on the wrong side of the road?
No.
No, me neither.
I don't know what's there. It looks like there's a little entrance thing there as well.
But can't come in.
Could get a bit
You
stuck.
mean it looks like it could be a junction here?
Yeah.
Yeah, could be. There isn't, but there could be. I can
think
see
I've
what you
just
think.
gotta wait.
Yeah?
What do you think?
I agree.
Okay.
It sounds like I'm trying to get you to go by asking you these questions, but I'm not. I'm just trying to get you to think it through.
Yeah.
Not just stop because I'll just stop and be safe.
Yeah.
It's stop because actually this isn't safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think about why, because there are times where you can do a little out and overtake.
Right, what's this? I'm not giving way. Oh. Well, that's mean, isn't it? I didn't have time to make that then, did I?
You'd have gone for a red light.
Okay.
I have spent a lot of my life sat at these red lights.
The really quick ones.
Well, think about how often like I have to practice these roundabouts doing this loop and stuff in my life. And
Oh, I'm sorry. If there's anywhere you want to go that's more interesting, we can go.
I know, I love it. It's great. The thing is, like, it can be the same route, but you guys make it interesting.
Okay.
So.
Who's your worst one?
What?
Student.
I don't have worst students. All my students are lovely.
Do you bet on whether they're going to pass?
Bet?
Yeah.
No, because when I send a people's test, I'm confident that they're gonna pass. So.
Good answer.
Yeah. That's genuinely true. I don't send people's test if I don't think they're going to pass, because if I don't think they're going to pass, it's very unlikely they're going to pass, because tests are hard enough as it is, let alone if you're not ready. So yeah, no, 100% I will send you out with that confidence. So if I come with you and sit in the back, then I'm confident, and if I'm sat at the test center, I'm just having a cup of coffee, expecting you to come back with a nice big smile on your face.
Do you prefer sitting in the back?
I don't mind. It's up to you.
You're not allowed to talk here?
No. Silence in the back. So not allowed to sort of kind of potentially give you help or anything. So.
Hard to know if it's pressure or helpful, isn't it?
Yeah, and it is up to you, and then that is the decision really, is whether it would make you feel like there's an extra set of eyes on you, or whether it would feel like, oh, it feels with me, I'm okay, sort of kind of like it's that comfort sort of feeling. So let's turn right at the roundabout, taking that second exit. Think about that decision again. So anybody driving towards you?
Yeah.
So who's going to stop them? When are you going to be able to go?
He doesn't need to stop. He could stop.
Cool, I'm okay with that. I'm not quite okay with what you said.
Okay.
But I'm okay with the opportunity. We'll talk about it in a second.
I did it for the wrong reason.
Possibly, yeah. I will just try and plonk that in your head so you can remember it. So we'll turn right at the roundabout.
Why did it go? I've got to try and figure out why I went now.
Let's do this roundabout first. So, have we got any opportunity to go?
No.
When can we
I ain't
go?
going to beat that truck after this truck.
Good.
I've got time.
Good. So go back to the previous roundabout in your head for me.
Okay.
There was a white van coming towards you, and you said he could stop for me.
Yeah.
As in, did you expect him to stop for you? Because he's coming towards you and you need to give way to him. Because he's coming from the right, isn't he? Did you get him confused with blockers?
Maybe.
Now, the reason why it was okay to go is just because he was far enough away that we got in front of him, so it was fine. So turn right at the moment. So take that into account, that he was far enough away. We just had an opportunity to nip out into a gap. No, think about that silver car. Well, how did he look different?
He wasn't indicating and he was pointing.
Neither was the car
straight.
before you wasn't indicating. The car before him wasn't indicating, and he didn't come this way. So what was the difference between the two of them?
He didn't stop.
Yeah, positioning.
Yeah.
Pointing, wasn't he? I think he said that he was sort of kind of pointing this way. Yeah. So going back to this white van, he wasn't a blocker. He wasn't making anyone stop. We just had a gap. Blockers come from the left. Yeah, so
where did he come from?
He was on the right of us.
Why did he look different?
Don't know. Maybe he was far enough away. Maybe you felt that he was far enough away, but just said the wrong thing.
Maybe.
Don't know. It was a gap anyway. That's why we don't have to overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
It's just that, like, could I go? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I need to know why I...
Yeah, there is an element of like,
Why
because
I
if he was
think
closer, it
it's
would have
okay.
been a problem. Just turn right at the roundabout third exit. Are you starting to get used to the route yet or not?
Yeah.
Cool. Right.
Okay. Right, what's going on? Loads of cars.
Just get that sense. Anybody driving towards you?
No.
Okay, just press the gas. Okay, it's fine. You change your mind. You're okay. Next time you get that feeling though, let's go for it.
Sorry.
Yay. We get a little bit of a mini celebration for that one, please.
Okay. That was alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you didn't question it, did you? You got the feeling and
Yeah.
pressed the pedal.
I mean, it was still close.
No, it was a perfect gap.
Okay.
You literally
Okay.
pressed the gas pedal at exactly the moment I would have pressed the gas pedal. No
Okay.
hesitation. Our feet would have been moving over exactly at the same time.
Awesome.
That's good work. So, getting a feel for the route.
So I have to be brave.
No, you have to be correct. And trust your decision.
I have to. Yeah, I have to be brave that I'm right.
Yeah, trust, I think is probably a better word. The reason why I'm leaning away from brave sounds it like you're doing something wrong,
Yeah.
but you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm going to jump off this cliff.
Yeah.
Well, we're not jumping off a cliff, we're walking down an escalator because we know it's correct and we know it works. That was a really weird analogy. So, now you've got a feel for the route. How about you start, like you just do the right turns. The reason why I want you to do that is so then you have to identify how far away the roundabout is, and it's amazing how that sort of me saying it's coming up can really help. So getting used to sort of spotting those moments.
Yeah.
Good, that's the middle mirror. What about the motorbikes?
Yeah. No motorbikes.
Good. It's weird because living around here actually, those motorbike scenarios don't happen often.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of motorbikes around trying to cut through traffic jams and stuff. But if you go to a bigger city, like I remember I drove in London not too long ago, and pretty much every set of traffic lights I approached, I had 4 or 5 mopeds going past me.
Yeah.
So you can see how having that inbuilt, I need to know what's around me on the approach to the lights can really, really help.
Yeah. And there's a lot more cyclists.
Talking of, what's happening ahead of us?
There's one on the left.
Yep. So talk me through your thought process as we get closer to him.
Oh, he's gone.
How about ruin my learning opportunity,
Sorry.
Mr. Cyclist?
We can pretend it's there.
No, it's fine. Like you said, there's loads of them, particularly where we're going back to yours, there's loads in that route, so I'm sure we'll have opportunities to deal with cyclists. So, you're dealing with the roundabouts. Happy to make the decisions on this next loop? Should we have a little go for independence?
Yeah.
Brilliant, let's go for it. Happy?
Yeah.
Yep. Anything you missed was still that right mirror check on the approach, so show me that on the next one, okay?
This one.
So show me that right mirror check. Yeah.
Okay.
Good, it was there, but you still signalled before you checked it. That's okay. It's habit building, isn't it? How about, before you signal on the next one, trying to sort of tell me about what you can see behind you?
Okay.
Or tell me you can't see any bikes, or you can see the car behind, or whatever. Okay. So, before you signal, let me know what you think about what you've seen in your mirrors.
So there's a car behind me. Traffic lights are green. There's no bikes. There's nothing coming. I'm clear. So yeah, it's all good.
Yep. Did that help?
Yeah.
Interestingly, did that make it feel a bit more like you were really looking rather than just doing a mirror check?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It sort of like really felt like you were
Doing
gathering
it for a purpose.
yeah, gathering information.
Yeah.
Because we do it for a purpose. It's
Yeah.
not just for fun.
As fun as it is.
Just like I'm a little bit bored on this journey. I might look in my mirrors. Right, how are you feeling overall now on the roundabouts? Do you feel like you sort of made progress on that?
Yeah.
Shall we move back onto our original journey of parking? Of penny round?